Welcome back to The Reset with me, Sean Tucker, episode 9. I had a friend and client just ask me, how would you lose 5 kilos without a gym, without necessarily having exercise equipment at home? So I'm going to answer that. So this next 10 to 15 minutes, what I'm going to show you or share with you is exactly what I would do if I was to try and lose 5 kilos of body fat that just wouldn't seem to go. I wasn't really doing a lot of exercise. I wasn't really sort of focused on my health too much, but I've been a little bit stuck for a while. I've wanted to really start again, but I don't want to go to the gym because I really don't enjoy being at the gym. And honestly, I find that the gym is just a waste of money. Because if you're one of those people who goes to the gym and never ever turns up, or they turn up for a couple of months and then, it's been years since they've gone, this podcast is exactly for you right now. So take some notes, grab your notebook and actually write in some notes because there's a whole bunch of value about to be dropped. So first thing I would do is understand that weight loss isn't about what's on the scale. And let me be clear about that. So the number on the scale is really just your relationship with gravity. All right, let's just break it down as simply as it is. Your relationship with gravity is being shown as an external metric on something outside of yourself. So whatever number is written on there, don't make it mean anything more than that. Okay? Don't make it mean anything more than just a number that actually is a relationship to gravity. Because if you're looking at that external metric and let's just say you've been stuck at that weight, or you're gradually increasing your body weight over the last number of years or months, whatever it is, get it out of your head that somehow defines you. That's number one. The next thing I would do is I would take a little bit of an audit, not too long, not even written down here. Just think about how much stress am I taking on right now? I'm talking not maybe in terms of expectations. What kind of expectations am I placing on myself to meet? What kind of things am I placing on myself to meet? So what are the external metrics that I'm forcing myself to follow and seek? It could be to do with work. It could be to do with relationships outside of you and yourself and your weight. It could be family. It could be what kind of responsibilities do you have? All right, that's really the question. And in what areas of your life do you feel overly stressed out? So the second thing that I would do is, one, think about those things. What are they? How can you characterize or categorize those areas of life into stresses? So let's just talk about stress buckets here for an example, or stress drink bottles. So let's just say you have 4 areas of your life that you're particularly stressed in right now. So take one bottle and you put it on the table, or literally just write it in your notebook. What is that area of life? And just write it down. That's all you need to do. What are the other 3 areas, or 2 to 3 areas in your life where you're particularly stressed out? Like, it might be finances. It might be that I'm not following a health protocol. It might be as simple as I'm not waking up and following the promises that I make myself. So the category would be not holding myself to that standard of expectation. Right, so that's the category. Another category might be to do with career. Like, I'm not even asking for the raise, even though I deserve the raise. right? So that's another metric. So just put it in the category of career. Another category might be, the relationship that you're in with your partner or your kids. You're just not present, right? So not being a present father or person in the relationship that you're in, that might be the other area of your life that you're particularly stressed out. The next thing I want you to do is take that bottle or take that category. And so this is step number 3, because this is all around awareness. Step number 3 is write in a number between 1 and 10 of how much stress that is causing you. So the reason why this is important is you want to give it a number to understand and take a back step from it. Right? Because when we are feeling particularly stressed out or overwhelmed in a particular area of life, it's really hard to see the truth clearly. So if we give it a number, we start to dissociate, we start to create a bit of space between it and us. So if there's a particular area of your life that's a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 stress, that means it's really not doing it's causing so much stress that it's literally like making you so anxious and feeling like you are pathetic. You are not able to hold yourself to that standard. You're not able to tell them the truth. You're not able to kind of live your best life. And under the surface of it, it could be many, many different reasons, but just stay with the number. Whatever numbers you've written down in those categories of life, just look at it. Just look at these areas of your life and look at the number. Is there a number that's higher than the other ones? Because if there is, it's clear to me that there is a bit of a priority issue. All right. And it might be that your promises that you make yourself, the internal standards that you hold yourself to, they might be causing you lots of stress, right? Because you're not delivering on the promise you make yourself. And if you listen to my last episode, you kind of now understand why it's really hard to hold yourself to those standards when comfort is so easy. The brain prefers efficiency over hard things. So look at those numbers and literally just take a pause and be with them. Just be with them for a few moments. Just take a few breaths in and out. Just notice what happens. Be with whatever sensation, whatever comes up for you. Be with it totally. And once you've done that, hit pause on this audio or video if you can. If you're not driving, of course. Just be with that number and that area of your life. The next thing I would do if I was to lose 5 kilos in the next few weeks and probably a couple of months, now that we have priorities sorted and you have sort of like a goal in mind and you're understanding what's important to you, we can start to align things a little bit more easily. So look at, okay, if I'm not exercising right now, one, I'm not going to join a gym because the whole point is not to join a gym, right? But what are the things you can do which don't take a lot of time, allow you to get good amount of exercise in, and just helps your body be present enough to feel the endorphins? Because a lot of the reason why people will skip the part that I just showed you, the previous step, is it is uncomfortable. It's easier to run away from something than it is to run towards something, especially when the underlying fear is there. Like, it's not encouraged to be with the feelings and the sensations you have in your body. In fact, it's encouraged to run away from them. Or just hold them and never allow them to to manifest, never allow them to come up and out and be released. So going through that process now allows you to align your priorities and allow yourself to effortlessly go towards where you want to go. So losing 5 kilos, let's say in the next 8 weeks, is pretty simple, because now that you have your priorities a little bit more aligned, there might be some actions you need to take. Once you have those aligned, you can start to work on yourself where it feels not forced, but actually done with ease. Because self-care, if you were taking care of someone you loved, right, someone you really held so dearly to yourself, and they were 100% dependent on your life to help them survive, to help them live a good life, you do everything in your power to look after them, right? I'm sure you would. And guess what? That person who you love so dearly, or you could love so dearly, or the person that, if I was taking care of myself, right, I would make sure that I am 100% involved and really taking care of myself to the utmost highest regard. Because self-care, people make excuses not to look after or take care of themselves. But when you allow yourself to see the truth and really be with your body has millions, is literally the product of millions of years of evolution. I think it knows what to do. The only problem is we allow our head to get in the way. So find something that feels good for you to move. Be present with your body when you're eating your food. I'm not even suggesting to change your food. Just take note of what it is that you're eating without the label that it's good or bad. If you can do that, you'll be much further steps ahead than where most people falter. And that is, they start excluding items and foods because they've been told that it's good. They've been told that it's bad. They've been told that if you have this, you're going to get this, right? Well, the truth is, your body already knows what to do. When we start listening to it, we actually start getting the results that we never even thought possible. And for you to lose 5 kilos, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, especially if you've been stuck and you are a little bit overweight. So that's exactly what I would do. Just start moving. Just start allowing yourself to feel good. It's not about making yourself feel good. It's about allowing yourself to feel good. Because moving in the body when you were younger was probably quite a lot of fun. You were probably playing around. You're probably running around, just running amok and having a lot of fun, right? But these days, as you get older, as we start to get more comfort driven, it gets harder and harder. You get more and more trapped in your head. And the best way to become embodied is move your body. Move your body, because it's literally energy in motion. And you can start working through what it is that you're avoiding. So that's what I would do. Focus on the process of enjoying moving your body, enjoying nourishing your body, and just notice what happens along the way. And if you want to measure, if you are losing the weight, you don't need it to be overly obsessed and measure every single day. You know, if you feel like you're not making progress, or if you feel like your weight's going the opposite direction, maybe it's good. Maybe that's the lesson, is like, enjoy the process of feeling good. And if you feel good by letting your body go a little bit, letting your mind, not become enslaved, but allowing it to become a servant of your body, then magic happens. So that's exactly what I would do. It's where I start with most of my clients. And if you are struggling to lose weight, this is exactly what I work with people on. And I've been many cases through my life where weight has fluctuated and I've really struggled mentally. So I get the mental game. And you've probably been successful at losing weight before. It's just nothing really stuck. So we've got to look at it differently. Think differently to get different results, right? So if you found this episode helpful, all I ask is share it with one person. The other thing I would say is if you want more support, reach out to me in the DMs and I will literally point you in the right direction. Because this is exactly what I help people on. Thanks so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's episode.